Good morning, Koa. Good morning. Are you so excited to be home? Good morning, everybody. We are back. Are you so excited to be home, Koa? I am so excited to be home. 2-month holiday was just bordering on too long. So if you are new here, just to catch you up, we moved here when I was like 3 months pregnant with this one. Since then, we were living here. I had Koa, who is now 9 months old. Oh my gosh. And now he's starting to crawl, aren't you? You've learned how to clap and point. Yeah. We were here up until December, January, when our landlord was like, I want to come back for a holiday. So can you go? So we had 2 months to leave and then we could come back here. And so we ended up going to Bali, which was an experience. And then after Bali, we went to Melbourne and we watched the Australian Open tennis tournament, which was amazing. So much fun. That's actually where Koa learnt to clap because he was watching everyone clapping. And then after that, we spent about a week and a half with my family in Sydney. And then we've come back. And being in Sydney was so much fun, actually. We played tennis with my dad because my dad's a really good tennis player. So we played tennis with my dad. And we went to the zoo with the family. That was so much fun. Oh, and Koa got dedicated at church, and that was actually super, super special. And then since then, we arrived on Monday. Today's Thursday, so we've just had a couple of nights here. And Koa on the plane, arriving here, was so good. I feel like he's had so many flights now. He's now mastered flying. We took off, I fed him, and he just fell asleep, and he just stayed asleep, even during the landing, even during like us. Yeah. And he's getting so strong. He's starting to pull himself up. Where is my little baby? Yeah. So he did really well on the flight, and then we came back home, we unpacked everything, and the first thing we did was just like jump into the ocean. That was so refreshing, and it's been so nice to be home. Today, what are we doing today? Today's Thursday, and Thursday means it's market day, but it's pretty gloomy, the weather outside. I'll just show you, like, it's like very overcast and drizzly. So I love the markets because it's not just amazing organic fruit and veg from local farmers and markets in the area. There's a place where there's like live music and heaps of kids and families, and there's a couple of food stalls, and there's like a matcha and hojicha little Japanese stand, and I always get a nice drink from there. So it's like a really nice morning to spend there. But yeah, it's a little bit gloomy, so I think the ground will be wet, so it might not be as exciting as it normally is. But we're gonna go stock up the fridge with some organic produce, which I absolutely love. But it genuinely makes me crave the day that we have our own farm. That is the dream, isn't it, Koa? That is the dream that we are praying and believing isn't too far away. But anyway, we're gonna go get some local fruit and veg because we've got a very small little garden here, which I love, but it's enough just for like a couple of leafy greens and herbs and things like that. But I made a really tasty pesto yesterday, didn't I? With our basil. So that was really nice. So for today's dinner, we're gonna go to the markets, and then actually my husband's also got a doctor appointment about his thyroid, but talk about that a bit later. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna get up to today, aren't we, Koa? Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what else we're gonna get up to? I'll show you what we're gonna get up to. So this is what arrived yesterday. Dada, your Dada.
Come with Dada.
Yes, come with Dada. Bought an ice bath. Oh my gosh. Yes. And it's not actually cold at the moment. Or it's not icy at the moment because it arrived yesterday. And we filled it up, so it's just been overnight. It's been a while since I've done an ice bath, and you really need to like mentally prepare yourself. So, because there are heaps of benefits to like an ice bath. Ironically, it is supposed to boost your dopamine, like your happy hormone, which is very ironic because it's not the most enjoyable experience. But yeah, there's heaps of benefits, which I'll put here to ice baths. So we'll probably actually jump into this tomorrow. I thought we'd do it today, but it's just cool. So that's fun. Also, here's our little garden update. This is our very small little patch of garden. So there's not much space. But really you can actually do a lot with a small area. You really can. But when we came back, oh my gosh, like all of our flowers have sort of died and it's definitely been very neglected, the garden. This is our papaya tree. Like it's gotten so big. Then over here, these two are our banana trees. So they've also grown, like when we left, they were like down to here. And then we've got some watermelon growing. This is lemongrass. And I actually love growing lemongrass because it just makes a Thai dish, like elevates it to the next level. That's a pineapple. And we just regrew that from a pineapple that we ate. We just cut off the top, let the roots grow, and then we planted it. So I think that looks like an avocado tree. Oh, great. I didn't know we had that. Aloe vera. I'm going to cut up some of this and make some new wipe solution for Koa, because that has been like, if you've been consistent with watching my videos, that has been my one struggle during traveling, was not having Koa's like proper wipe solution, which I make myself for his bottom. Is I mix aloe vera and some of Dr. Bronner's Castile soap, and I make a little wipe solution for him, yeah, as opposed to buying wipes. So I sort of make reusable ones that you wash. Anyway, I have a video describing how and what and whatever, so you can check that out if you want. But it really does help him not get nappy rash. So the aloe vera, yay. I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna make some wipe solution today for Koa. Farmer's market outfit, ready to go. Oh my gosh. We're back. Wow. Okay. That was a lot. And I'll show you what we got. Good grief. So we got a whole bag full of local bananas, some passion fruit, and we got some brown jasmine rice. We love jasmine rice. Then we got a whole bunch of just organic mixed salad, leafy greens. We got some sunflower sprouts, some snow pea sprouts, because we are just trying to really like double down on organic fruits and vegetables, because like just a health update with my husband. He got diagnosed last year with a overactive thyroid, and so today he dropped me at the markets. I did all the shopping, literally had like bag Koa. So I was just like waddling around the markets whilst my husband had a doctor's appointment, and then he picked us up after. The update is he needs to get like another blood test to see where all of his levels are. He is feeling better. There were times in Bali he was feeling good, other times he was feeling really tired, and so we're just working out what the next steps are, because yeah, we're just really praying and believing that we can sort of really heal his thyroid rather than go on medication and things like that. Anyway, so doubling down on organic fruits and vegetables, like I was saying. We got some honey, raw cold pressed honey, because fun fact, not fun fact, scary fact, is when you heat honey, you shouldn't actually cook with honey because when you heat it, it goes toxic and rancid. So you always want to make sure whenever you get your honey that it is cold pressed, it's sort of raw, unrefined as much as possible, so it keeps all those, what's the word? Not antibiotics. Antioxidants, that's the word. Keeps all of those sort of beneficial microbes and antibiotics. I've already forgotten the word. All the good stuff for your gut. Let's just say that. Wow, I'm tired. Haven't had my morning coffee. So we've got some raw honey, and one of my favorite things is getting the macadamia nut butter, which makes me feel like I want to make some muffins. Maybe I'll do that next. More leafy greens. Got some fresh coriander. Then the last thing that we had was we shared 2 liters of sugarcane juice and these really tasty dal bars, which I've heard about, but I'd never tried. So we shared, my husband joined us, we listened to some music there, we had our dal bar and our sugarcane juice. So it was actually a really lovely morning, but right now Koa is sleeping. So I'm gonna put all of this away and I think I'll make myself a little matcha as well. Also, a way you can keep your like greens to stay super fresh is you put it in like a jar full of water and then you can keep it in the fridge. This stays fresh so much longer. But what we also like to do is cut off all the herbs and leave it in the jar of water and new sprouts will form and then you can plant it in your garden. There's a bunch of things in our garden that is just like from the markets like this that we've repurposed and planted, and so good to have your own garden and eat fresh organic greens. It's so much healthier, it's so much more fun. I love gardening. I really do wish we had a bigger garden, but that's okay. Going to the markets is super fun. So we've got our greens here, which I think I will actually just leave out because I think I'll use them in a little bit. The last thing we want to put away is the dal vase, but this has been my latest purchase, which I absolutely love. Isn't this like the most homestead mama basket you have ever seen? I love it. I bought it just yesterday, but the purpose is to keep in my pram, because when you have like your bag and a towel and a picnic rug for the beach and all this other stuff under the pram, everything can get lost, especially when you're like, I just want to find my phone. It's like, it can take 5 minutes. So I bought this little basket to like sit in my pram, and it like fits perfectly, and it's just got all the little essentials which I can just so easily see and grab it. It means that I can pick it up and I can go to the beach, and inside I have my snacks. These are all my dried fruits. There's a great little bulk food store here in Lennox, and I always stock up with my little picnic products. So now I'll put my little dal balls inside too. I've also got my Bible, my AirPods. Anyway, this is my little pram purchase, which I absolutely love. So keep little snacks in there as well. So yeah, all right, we're all packed away. Everything is put away. We actually have so many bananas. I'll show you. Didn't realize how many bananas we already had before I went to the markets, but so many of them are like ready to go. They are screaming to be frozen and turned into ice cream. What I do is I peel a bunch of them and then I put them in the freezer, and then we later turn them into smoothies or ice cream. So that's what I think I'm gonna do now, is just start peeling some of these whilst Koa is still sleeping, which is fantastic. It honestly feels so good being back home, but at the same time, my husband and I had the conversation yesterday of like, what are we going to do in another 10 months time, 10 months time, when the landlord wants to come back again for his holiday, because we found out he does this every year. He comes back for like a 2-month holiday, and it means that the tenants have to vacate, and yeah, like, what are we going to do then? And so my husband was just telling me, you know, Laura, we just have to have more faith. we need to believe that God could provide another house for us to rent in here. You know, if we start looking now, that gives us 10 months to try and find something. Like, surely we can find something. We've just got to pray. We've got to believe. And it made me sort of go, well, you know, if we're believing for a miracle with like God providing us somewhere to live, like surely we can build our faith more and believe that God's going to provide for us financially, that we can maybe in 10 months own our own home. Like, how amazing would that be? If we're going to have faith and believe for the miraculous, why don't we really chase after the miraculous? And I feel like we can really limit God to our own abilities. So it's like, oh, I'll believe for this much because I know in my own works I could sort of get there myself, you know. But it's like, if we're living by faith, we need to be having those bold, audacious prayers. And that doesn't mean just sort of, I don't know, treating God like a Santa Claus or anything like that. But before having Koa, I was so content with living a nomadic lifestyle of traveling the world, not even having a home. But now, since having Koa, I just crave to have a place, like really have a nest, have a garden, have somewhere where our kids can run around and without fear of getting kicked out. And so I said to my husband, I said, well, yeah, we could pray and believe for another rental property, or we could just pray and believe that his work, our business just takes off and we're able to buy our own home. Yeah, I'm being really challenged right now in my prayer life. And I was actually just listening to a sermon yesterday at the same time, which was on prayer. And it was sharing that with the disciples, they were with Jesus and watched him do miraculous things. They watched him raise the dead, heal the sick. And yet the only thing they asked of Jesus was to teach them how to pray. The one thing that they yearned for was to have a prayer life like Jesus. And I think it's because they could see the power of prayer. I think when he would have, this is me totally guessing now, but I think when he came back from those moments of prayer, of solitude, he would have just looked and felt so different. So much so that the disciples saw the overflow of the effect of his prayer life, that they said, like, Jesus, teach us how to pray. And that's where we get the Lord's Prayer from. And I think we really do limit the power of prayer. Yeah, if you're believing for a miracle, don't limit God to your own abilities. That's what I'm trying to do. And to press into God and really recognize the power of prayer. That's just like a little something I've been thinking about lately is the power of prayer. Really pray like our Father in heaven. I'm still processing it, obviously. But anyway, okay, so these bananas. These bananas are ready for the freezer. Oh, goes away. I got Koa down asleep again. So now, I reckon he'll be down for another like 30 minutes or so. Okay, so I'm gonna make a matcha and then I'm gonna have a little quiet time. I'm gonna read the Bible and I think read my new book. Let's make a matcha. So we've got our matcha, then we're just going to put a little bit of honey and then pour the water on top. And then we use our little fancy whisk. I just bought this. That's good. So I'm currently out on our little balcony, literally watching Koa through there, reading my Bible, got my Jordan Peterson book as well. And this is just our view. I love this palm tree. It feels so nice to be back. I've got to do the laundry though. I've got to pack that away. Hopefully I can get that done maybe before Koa wakes up too. Holidays are fun, but there's no place like home. So someone has just had an extra long nap. The sun is setting. The sun is setting. So I think we might go for a little walk, just a little walk on the beach before it gets too dark. Shall we go for a little walk? Yeah. I'm gonna take that as a yes. So something I've been thinking a lot about recently is of this idea of not being happy until we reach our goals, not until our dreams are met will we be happy. And it means that we're deciding to constantly live in a state of like anxiety and disappointment until these goals, dreams are met. And for me, it's like, oh, I just can't wait for yeah, good job. I just can't wait for the day that we have a little farm. And it means then if I'm putting off my joy until then, I'm just gonna be constantly in a state of grief, just disappointed all every day. But a revelation that I've really realized is that there's so much of our dreams that we can really live out today. We let our future dreams really rob us of today's joy. And so what I'm trying to practically do is go, okay, what is it of this homestead mama life that I just so desperately crave and want? And how can I actually incorporate a lot of those things in my everyday life? That's why today we went to the market and made that like Thai green curry using fresh local goods from the markets and homegrown from our backyard, because you can still grow a lot in your tiny little space. And yeah, so I just, whatever it is that's your dream, like see how much of it like you can actually practically live out today and not put off for tomorrow. So anyway, hope that encourages you. That's something I've been thinking about. So before I go, 2 reminders. First is I have my Monday mail newsletter coming out next week. So if you haven't already, please sign up. It's totally free and it is going to be filled with biblical wisdom, lots of encouragement, mum hacks, lifestyle tips, tricks, wholesome recipes. So please sign up for that. And then the second reminder is that we're in the month of February now, which means that if you didn't see at the start of the year, I started 12 healthy habits, 12 months of the year, and every month we focus on one healthy habit and we tack them on. We atomic habits the year so that by the end of the year, we're conquering life, aren't we, Koa? We're conquering life. So our first month of January was focusing on sleep. So let me know in the comments how you improved your sleep, if it improved at all. I feel like my sleep slightly got worse because Koa's been teething. His teeth literally came through. And so he's just been a lot more awake in the night. But let me know if any of the tips I shared in my video of sleep helped you. And then now we're entering February. We're gonna be focusing on a new healthy habit. So I'm gonna leave the list of them here and let me know in the comments which one you'd like to focus on for the month of February, and I'll do that video next time around. So I think that's everything from Koa and I. We say thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your love, your support, your comments. I read them all, I reply to them all. Loving this little community that we're building here. And please like this video, please share it with someone if you think it will bless them. And from Koa and I, we'll say goodbye and we'll see you in our next video. Goodbye.